Hi, my name is Aronov. I am a R&D team lead and a student in Bezalel's Industrial Design Master's program. I'm very happy to be here with you, and today I'm going to talk about how I tried to create a transformative experience using the sense of sound. If you haven't listened to my project yet, please make sure to grab a pair of headphones and do it before continuing watching this video. The work is called Glorified Fruit of the Vine, or Itgadal Pri Gefen in Hebrew. It's a track in which my father is reciting two Jewish prayers, Kiddush and Kaddish. Actually, these are the only prayers I ever heard him read. In this work, I aim to take the participant through a transformative experience using only the sense of sound. The work explores humane themes such as the dichotomy between life and death and the essence of authenticity. I'll start by telling you a little bit about my cultural background. I come from an immigrant family that came to Israel after the USSR fell in 1991, specifically from Uzbekistan, and I'm actually the first to be born in Israel from my family. Before we came here, my family was as far from religion as one can imagine, as it was prohibited to practice Judaism in the communist countries. They knew about the Jewish holidays in general, but not their meaning or practices. I doubt my father would have believed he'd read any prayer, especially not in Hebrew, that none of us knew at the time. If you are a Hebrew speaker, you can easily notice how hard he tries to pronounce each word and his thick Russian accent. He has a hard time speaking in Hebrew, even though he has lived here more than 30 years already. So, explaining about the prayers, just to make sure that everyone here understands their context. Kiddush means sanctification in English. It's a blessing recited over wine to sanctify the Shabbat before the meal. I hear it every Friday dinner. Usually, it's read by my father. We're not religious at all, but my mom insists on it, and after a long day, she works on making this dinner for all of us. Doing this is not a hassle if it makes her happy. For me, the context of the prayer is not the religious aspect it has, but it's mostly the social aspect it holds. We read it while surrounded by my family, my brother and his kids, my sister and her partner, and sometimes more members come to visit. We catch up, drink, eat together. The feeling is always warm and welcoming. Kaddish means holy in Aramaic, an ancient Semitic language. It's a hymn praising God and is recited during different Jewish prayer services, although to a secular Jew, the only time I heard it is during funerals. I heard my father reading it on two occasions. Once when my grandmother passed away almost 3 years ago, and once when my grandfather passed away this year. Usually, in my family, the people who read it during the service stand up, and also their children, to pay respect to their parents in grief, while all of the other guests still seated. I remember standing next to my brother. Both of us looked at our father crying while trying to say these words, knowing that he turned into an orphan. Losing a parent is always hard. Doesn't matter who or how it happened. But in our family, because we don't have roots in this country, losing the head of our family, the one who we got used to seeing on every occasion sitting on the top of the table, left us broken. Personally, hearing this hymn left me alone, although still being surrounded by all of the people I love from my family. The experience is built to emphasize the contrast in the context of these prayers, letting them play each on a different ear simultaneously. On one hand, a prayer you hear right before a warm dinner that marks the transition from a everyday to a holiday. On the other hand, A prayer you go silent and stay with a bitterness when you hear it. The transition of the same person is shown by reading a text that has no meaning for him on a personal basis, but such a huge importance to a person that is a part of the Jewish culture. I use the different length of the prayer to leave you with the end that only one side is speaking right into a void. This is how I define transition and authenticity. Thank you.